Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, we're doing a pick a card and we're going to be doing this for why do people like you? What do people like about you? What are the things that you do that they find awesome sauce? Okay, so we got pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. I need to get ready to go to work a little bit, so I'm going to just jump right in. Now the cards that I have here are tarot, and we have the Ten of Wands, okay? I feel like people like you because no matter how hard things get in your life, you persevere. You get through it. You're not gonna slow down. Like, you may get slowed down. You may have things go wrong, but I feel like you're the type of person that when the burdens are there, you drop them. You're not going to let them remain for the rest of your life. Even if they hold on tightly, they get real hard, it's like you're somebody that can overcome this. And I also feel like people may come to you a lot with their burdens, like when they feel weighed down, when they feel like they don't know what to do, like their back is going to break at any moment. They may feel like you're the person at 111 that they can come to and trust within to relay this information or ask for some sort of advice, or what would you do in this situation, or what did you do in this situation, and people really like that about you. We also have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is, that new start in our emotional body. And I feel like people like that about you, that you can do that. Because there's people out there who go through something bad and they just can't let it go. They carry it with them for days, weeks, months, years. Sometimes like you may be lost within, like, why are people expecting you to be sad about something that happened 5 weeks ago or 10 years ago. And you may notice that like drastically different in other people, where you talk to someone and they're upset about something and you're like, did something happen? And they're talking about something that's still burdening them from the past. And it's not that you're cold-hearted or that you're just like whatever about things, but I feel like you accept how life is, and that there's not always going to be a little rainbow going on around you, that it's not always going to be easy to navigate this world, but you're also not going to let it make you miserable for the rest of your days. You may get depressed, you may have bad moments, but that's just what they are, is their moments. And I feel like people like that about you, or they wish that they could, have that happen. All right, so my dad called and messed that up. He's been doing those things this week. He's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know that I was, what the fuck? He didn't even mean to call. He didn't even mean to. Never mind. Here we go. See, you let things go. Spirit of Cups is the King of Cups. So I feel like people like about you that you are able to move through your emotions. Things upset you, but you don't let them like deter you. Like, I could have just said, all right, screw it, because now I'm going to have to splice this together or start it all over. I'm just going to go with it, put it into CapCut, and it'll be fine. It's going to be harder. It's going to take longer. But I'm not going to let it like become emotionally like the rest of my day is destroyed now. He's just a horrible person. He did that on purpose. Oh, he always, you know what I mean? And I feel like the King of Cups is somebody that's emotionally mature. So people probably see you as being emotionally mature, understanding that people do things that it's not like they're trying to make you a victim. They're not trying to hurt you. Sometimes people just do things because they're silly, or they just don't know, or they're lost on this planet. And you're going to have the emotional maturity to not let that mess you up, to not let that overcome your world and slow you down. Maybe it'll slow you down a little bit, but it's not going to stop you from getting to the end result. You're still going to persevere. You're still going to get shit done. The Eight of Wands is somebody that takes action, is communicative. They travel the world. They're out there. They're doing things. They're not letting the little bullshit slow them up. Okay, so I really get this energy with you that people want that type of emotional maturity, that regularity, that I can get through this, that you're in. I am getting the sense that some people may not like this about you. They may actually get like kind of like, what the hell, if somebody doesn't like you and they try to slow you down on your path, or they try to like slip you up along the way. It doesn't work. If anything, it backfires in their face, because it gives you the motivation to do things even more so than you know, if that never had happened. Sometimes we can get like, oh, well, whatever. And then when something pops up in our life that's a little difficult, or somebody does something intentionally or does something that's just like, what the hell, it will fire you up. And you're not going to react in the way that other people might. And a lot of people get off on, you know, volatile situations. They want the drama. They want to make you look like the bad guy, but you're too emotionally mature to look like the bad guy, because you're just going to take it and transmute it into something that's positive for yourself. So again, with the devil here, I feel like people like that about you, but some people don't like that about you. You might attract people into your life that are, you know, forever victims, forever sad, forever sick, forever, oh my God, and just always looking for drama or karma or just craziness. They're always looking for something else to weigh them down so that other people can pick them up or give them attention, you know, like those Munchausen, I don't know, like when the mother makes their kids sick on purpose because they want that attention. They want to be able to like act like they're just so amazing and wonderful because they're caring for the sick child that's not really sick. You know, you may attract people like that into your life, but I feel like people who are normal and not like that they can see that type of shit happens to you, and you still don't let it slow you down. You still don't let it rock your world to the point where you just give up or you become a product of those types of events. Like you're not gonna fit into that role with them. You're not gonna just bend down and die and be oh so sad for the rest of your life, or give the people the satisfaction to become the bad guy yourself. Okay, so again, I'm getting a mix here of some people like this about you, some people it irks them because, you know, misery loves company and you're not meeting them there. You're just like, all right, well, I can see where you're going with that and have fun. I don't want to be miserable. And then the divine support. So I feel like people like that they can see that you're divinely supported. They can see that you have a deeper inner knowing. And they like that because they can trust you to deliver spirit messages. They can trust you that you're going to know the things that they may not be seeing right now. You know, you may have other healers and readers and things like that come to you for advice and support because they can see that you are truly divinely supported, that you're not one of the others that are going to just try to mess them up along the way, or that you're not coming with vindictive, you know, intentions, that you genuinely are supported and genuinely have these gifts that you will help other people with. And I feel like people like that they can trust that about you, and they like that they can trust what they receive from you because they know it's not just bullshit. It's not just karmic weird stuff, that you have this inner harmony and balance. And so again, even if there are people that get attracted to you for not good reasons, or get attracted to you and try to mess up what's going on in your life because they have karmic whatever going on, you still have harmony and balance in your relationships. You're able to recognize these things. You have that knowing about you, and you know where you belong. And I feel like a lot of people are probably drawn to you, and they want to be like in your energy, whether it's for good intentions or bad intentions. I really do feel like people like to be in your energy, and sometimes they may not even realize that they have bad intentions, or that they're doing things with an ulterior motive, or that, you know, there's something under the surface. But even in those cases, I sense that you're the type of person that's going to recognize the difference of these people. You're going to know who's genuinely there for you and who isn't, and you're going to know who you can really truly trust and who you shouldn't. And that's going to get you further in life. And I think people can see this about you, they trust that about you, and they may come to you when things are going on in their own world like that, so that you can be like, yes, dude, you know, like, don't trust that person, or, you know, if these things are going on, these could be indicating signs of this happening later down the road, so don't get yourself all mixed up into something that you don't want to be mixed up into. And people like that about you. All right, so we're going to move on to the next pile. Thank you very much for joining me here, and here we go. So, number 2 at 622 on the 22 portal. Why do people like you? What do they like about you? What's going on with you at this time? We have the 2 of Pentacles. So, I feel like people may see you as somebody that's able to juggle a lot. You're able to get your hands into everything and somehow, you know, finish it all. It's like, I'm going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You got a lot of things going on, but you still maintain getting shit done. You're still able to juggle it all and not have it become like a big cluster mess or harm you. You know, this whole world that we're in, everybody's always like, niche down, or just, you know, focus on one thing. Just focus on one thing, but you're not the type of person that needs to just focus on one thing. because that will actually limit you, because you're not going to be thriving in that. You're not going to, like, you're the type of person that would thrive in a little bit of chaos or a little bit of excitement. Like going to the same 9 to 5 job every day wouldn't be probably something that interests you. So you would want to have something else on the side that is at least a hobby or something fun to do. You may not have just one type of friend. You may have a myriad of friends. Like, oh, this person has this personality and this person has that type of personality, but I get along with all of them because I'm adaptable. I'm shape-shifting. I'm able to show up to these frequencies and energies and get along with them. It's not going to be something that hinders you. And then we have the Earth Mother here. So this is the Empress. You're the mother, you're the lover, you're the nurturer, you're the healer. You give birth to a lot of things and you can handle it. Think of her as she's the embodiment of all the queens. So she's Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. So she's grounded and stable. She's practical. She's got her money right, but she's also passionate, creative. She's the entrepreneur. She's sexy. And then she's emotionally mature, and she's loving and kind and empathic and very intuitive, but she's also got a good head on her shoulders. So she's logical and she thinks about things, and she, will investigate stuff. And I feel like you're able to embody all of those energies, and that helps you. And it attracts other people to you because they see that about you, like that you're like nothing's gonna mess you up. You can juggle it all and you're all right. And then we have the High Priestess. So again, this is somebody that's very deeply intuitive. You see things on a grander scale. You have the innate knowing of what's going on around you. You know how to handle all of the chaos. You know how to handle all sides of yourself. You know how to handle these people, these people, these people, these people. You know what to say to this one, this one, this one, and this one. And you know where and what time and all of that stuff, because you are an embodiment of all of it. So you probably have a very old soul. You've probably done this many, many times. People probably like that they can see that about you, that you are genuinely a nurturing, caring person. And just because you show up one way to another person and one way to this one doesn't mean that you're being fake or whatever. It shows that you know how to show up for everybody. And you may get complimented on like the ability to help many people or to see many layers of things. And again, the High Priestess, she sees through the shadow. She sees through the facade. She can see right into the core of people. She's not going to get caught up in those things. She's going to see the truth of everything. And she's also mysterious. So even though you have like this ability to do all these things and bounce around to all these people and, do all this work and just kind of have like a myriad of stuff going on, it's like you got yourself into a little bit of everything, but people only know a little bit about the whole of you. And again, it could be because you've spread out so far among things that it's like they only get a little bit of a taste of you. So that leaves an air of mystery about you. And I feel like people are drawn to you because you're mysterious. They're like, I want to know more about her or him. I want to know more about what this person's got going on, and it draws them into you because it's just a unique thing. It's like no matter what you do or say, people may think they know about you, but then if they really were to think about it, it's like they just know a little bit of you. They don't know the full story. And you may even be very good at juggling out details about yourself while also protecting the main stuff. People don't know all about her. Okay, High Priestess she's all knowing, but she's very mysterious. And then the Three of Wands, this is the card about like waiting for our ships to come in. Again, I feel like even when you're waiting for your ships to come in and there seems like there's chaos and there's a lot going on, there's always that deep inner knowing that's going on within you that's going to get you to being into that giving birth place. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes, you're not going to give up. You're not going to let it slow you down. You're not going to, falter. You're not going to just like break under the pressure. You're able to handle the whole path. You're able to see all the way through the darkness and through the light. And I think people can see that through you. Like if you say you're going to do something, no matter how long it takes, you are actually going to do it. And it's like what you set your mind to, you do accomplish. And with the Three of Pentacles, again, I'm getting this sense that you're adaptable to work with many others. Like, you could work with this group of people, you could do this type of career, you could have this type of focus or that type of focus, and it doesn't slow you down, it doesn't hinder you. You are a jack of all trades, and the thing with that is like you are capable of mastering all of them too. Like you may not be like the expert level on every single thing that you do, but I feel like you give your all to everything that you do. So everything that you do has this sense of goodness behind it. Like there's pureness behind it. There's good energies behind it. There's good intentions behind it. It's going to come to fruition with you. And people may be like, how do they do this? I don't understand it. And it's like, no matter what this person says they're going to do, no matter how freaking outlandish it may seem or far-fetched it may people may think about you for being like, I'm going to do this, it doesn't matter. You still get it done. And you have this empowered solar plexus. You're confident in yourself. And I think that brings a lot of people to liking you, because people like confidence. People, like, if you go out into the world and you're like, I made this thing and I don't really like it and it's horrible, other people aren't going to want it, you know? But if you're like, I made this thing and it's awesome and look at it, it's so cool, people are going to want it. And you have that ability because you believe in yourself, because you know that you put your all into it. And you have that adaptable spirit. You can persevere through the things. And if you mess up once, you're going to keep trying until you get it right. You're not going to let yourself falter. You're not going to let your power, your strength be tested to a point where it's just like, okay, I give up. I'm not going to try anymore. You have the will to thrive, and you will thrive. Just because you won't accept anything else. But I think you also have an ability to accept what is in the moment and to find the power to overcome what is in the moment, no matter how difficult things get, no matter how many things are going on in your life, how many, pieces to the puzzle need to get put together. You accept that about it and you start putting the pieces together. You don't let it hinder you. You don't let it stop you from attempting to put the pieces together. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to put them together because they need to be put together. I don't care if it's 500 pieces or 10,000 pieces. I'm going to put them together. And you'll see, I'll get it done. And people like that about you because you do it, and it inspires them to want to do it too. You give people motivation to want to actually get shit going in their own lives, and to not give up when the going gets tough, and to not feel like they're all alone in this world for thinking the things that they think, or saying the things that they've said, or doing the things that they've done, the mess ups along the way. It's like they can relate with you, and you can relate with many, many people, and you have this enlightened knowing. Okay, so again, I feel like with that high priestess, it's just this mystical knowing. It's something that really can't always be put into words. People may not even be able to fully understand or verbalize why they're so drawn to you or why they like you, but it's this essence that's about you. It's this divine frequency that flows through you. It's this, this master of all energy type of frequencies that just really exudes out in a multitude of ways. And I think each person that you know, or each person that you meet, is going to see a little bit of it and be very drawn to those little bits. And then they may, some people may really resonate strongly and get to know all pieces of you. Some people may come in and really love a piece of you, but then be like drawn away because of a different piece of you, but then come back later when they realize like, okay, maybe that wasn't such a bad thing. I feel like you enlighten others through being your full self, through not letting yourself be like, shut down just because, oh, I don't want to rock the boat, or I don't want to say the wrong thing, or I don't want my opinion to hurt people's feelings. You are enlightened enough to know that like you're standing in your power, your authentic truth is the best way to be. And if people mind, they don't matter. And those that don't matter are the ones that you should, the people who matter are the ones that don't mind, basically. Okay. So you attract in the right people. You may find yourself connecting with people once in a while that aren't the right people, but you still figure out how to navigate it and work with it in the best way possible to overcome it. So even if there is like a slowdown because you like got intermeshed with the wrong person at the wrong time, you're not going to let it deter you from keeping on going and getting to the end game and being successful in anything that you do. All right, so we're going to move on to pile number 3, and this is why people like you. Okay. And we're starting off with the tarot here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles is a grounded, stable, new beginning. I feel like people sense that about you when they come near you. Maybe you're a coach, or maybe you're a healer, or it doesn't even matter. Like whatever your job is, you give off a presence of stability. You give off a presence of safety. Like I'm getting the sense, like if you were out in the world, right, and you're shopping in a store and shit hit the fan and everybody in the store had to take cover and whatever, you'd probably be the one that kind of just like stands in the power spot, or the position of like, hey guys, it's going to be okay, and let's do this, let's do that. A lot of people might panic in a position like that, but I feel like you would be grounded, secure, very earthy energy, somebody that's not going to let weird shit like that put you into panic mode. And I think you give this essence to others. And again, this could be someone coming to you for healing or someone coming to you for life coaching. You give off this, like, it's going to be okay. This is your new beginning. You have a new solid foundation underneath you. I'm right here to catch you. We're going to get through this, is the type of energy. You could be a nurse. You could be a mother. You could just be very empathic. But you give off that energy, and people like that about you. They feel safe in your energy. You may have a lot of people, like, just randomly come up to you in a grocery store and ask you where something is because they feel safe in your energy. They feel like you're going to know the answer. They're going to feel like you're not going to laugh at them or, just say, I don't know, get away from me. You're actually going to probably know where it is and guide them to where it is. And if they're, somebody that's having a hard time walking or something, you probably go get it for them and bring it back to them because you just have that natural, caring, supportive energy. And with the Fool, I feel like you're somebody that's able to take risks. You're able to, just take a leap into new things that other people would probably be like, I don't know. You just do it. You just jump in, you just do it. And you're like, if I don't know how to do it, I'm going to figure it out and it'll be all right. Like, what's the worst thing that happens? I mess it up, then I try again and I try again and I try again. You don't let the unknowns deter you from going out into the world and getting something going. And because of that, you're probably successful because you're creative and you're exciting, and that excites others when they see you just like jump like fully in and make something beautiful out of nothing, or just take over some situation in your life that's like, I'm gonna do this and then you do it. People like that. It inspires them. It makes them want to be more creative. It makes them want to take those risks. It makes them want to have that presence that you have. And again, I feel like you probably are a very creative person. You probably, you may have a tendency to like get things going and then kind of like fall off of it. But I feel like even so, you still hold on to those things. You probably, if you wanted to grow them, you could. I feel like anything you put your mind to, you can achieve. And sometimes that can be a detriment for us because it's like, we know, like my dad mentioned this the other day. He's like, sometimes I just feel like there's nothing here that truly excites me because I know if I wanted to do it, I could do it. If if you just give me a few minutes and like a little bit of direction, I'll be able to do it. And so it doesn't, and it's the same thing, like ADHD people get this way about stuff. Like you need a little bit of like a hurdle. You need something that motivates you. Like if it's too easy for you, it doesn't give you that satisfaction. It's like, I want a challenge. I want something that means something. I want something that like I can actually like be like, yeah, I did a good job and here it goes and here it goes. So I feel like that could be sometimes like a downfall for you, is if something's too easy, you may give up. Like when I first started my TikToks and they were blowing up very quickly and it like didn't take any effort, it was like, oh, this isn't as cool as like, actually putting in the energy and effort to growing and figuring out YouTube, to actually growing and figuring out TikTok. But now with, Instagram, but now with TikTok, it's harder to get your stuff out there. But before, it was that type of thing, like, this is too easy, so I'm not really utilizing it to the best of the degree that I probably should have at the time because it was extremely easy. But those things may happen to you, and people may like you because they see that you can just take a new leap and you can be creative within it and you can have successful results without a whole lot of effort being put into it. And with the Hermit, I feel like there probably is a sense of like people want to know more about you, but they, again, with the owl here, this is similar to High Priestess energy. I'm getting that you're very mysterious. Like you may come off as loving, warm, and kind. You may jump into things. You may be successful in things, but you may also have a sense of like just having a wall up around you, so people don't really truly always know all the things that there is. There's like some people have a key to get in there and some people don't. And you may revoke that key at times to people because you know that like not everybody deserves a space up in there, and not everybody who comes in with the right intentions. And I feel like you would have that inner knowing to know that and recognize that. So people may like that about you. Some people may not like that about you, that it's such a, uphill battle to get close to you on a, deep level, especially if you've been hurt a lot. If it's like, I feel like these are the kind of people that as they were younger, they were very like, oh yeah, come on over, it's fine, come on in, I'll be nice and tell you all the things about me. And then you may have got burnt by a few people, spreading lies or just telling everybody your business or turning it against you later on. And you could have hermit it up at this point in life to be like, yep, nope, I don't want that anymore. Like, if I give you the key in, you're going to have to really get over those mountains to get in there, because the last time I let people in, they abused that, you know, and you probably know that, and people may even respect that about you, that, you know, like, I'm not going to just let any old Joe Schmo come on up in here with their ill intentions. And then we have determination with the root chakra. So even at the, you know, when things are scary, or you have fears, or you're not sure, you still are determined to do it. You're still determined to make it work. You're not going to half-ass it either. You're going to be determined to figuring out how to make this work. What are the best steps for this? What should I do first? And I feel like even when things look really bad, you're not the kind that's like begging everybody else to help you to do it. You're the one that's like, let me figure out how I'm going to do it. What do I need to cultivate to get this done? And I feel like you are somebody that can use the things around you and transform them, even if it's just energy, even if it's just your thoughts, even if it's just something mundane. It's like you know, like I noticed, like when we were low on food in the house, I can be like, oh, well, we have this, and this, and we can make that. And my dad's like, what the hell? Because he thinks we have absolutely nothing. And I'm like, no, there's this here, this here, this here, this here. And that makes a whole meal, man. So you may be able to cultivate things in your life in a way that other people wouldn't, especially when it comes down to the wire of like, oh no. Because some people get like freaked out when, like, you know, I can see it in him. He freaks out about food all the time. I'm Taurus, so I love food, but like, I don't get to that point where it's like, oh no, we're just gonna starve to death. I'm like, dude, there is fucking food, dude. Just shut up. Just, like, it's right there, and there. Well, fine, don't worry. But you may be able to cultivate in circumstances like that too. Like when people at work are like, what are we gonna do with this situation? There's no way out. We're screwed. How are we gonna make this client happy? You're like, boop, 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 boop. And they're like, oh. And it's easy things for you to see that. As long as you don't go into the fear and like the, you know, let me just give up. You know, I feel like you may have a tendency, or you may have done those things in your past, but you probably learned quickly that it's better to cultivate what's available to you so that you can prosper. And I feel like people sense prosperity about you. Even if you don't necessarily have a lot to give, they sense this about you because you're generous, okay? So even if you don't have a whole lot, you're probably very generous with others. You're probably very generous with your time. You probably aren't like solely motivated on money. And I think that people like this about you. They feel that you're genuinely giving, that you're not just trying to do something for self, that you genuinely want to make a difference in the world, that you genuinely want to, you know, overcome the darkness in this areas of life that we go through, and that you genuinely have a good, you know, intention behind the things that you create, and that you genuinely aren't going to take it back. You know, like if you give somebody something out of the kindness of your heart, or you offer something out of the kindness of your heart, you're not going to later revoke that or be like, nope, never mind, just because, you know, whatever. You do not do things with an ulterior motive, and people like that about you, because that's sometimes hard to come by. A lot of times people do things, or they give things so that they can receive something, or so that they can keep a hold over something, or they can feel superior even. And I feel like you don't do that, because your prosperity isn't coming from like the ego-based stuff. Your prosperity isn't maybe monetary, but it's genuine love, it's genuine care, it's genuine empathy, it's genuine wisdom, it's genuine stuff that's going to last the hands of time. That in it's also stuff that once you give it, you can't just take it back. You know, you can't take back wisdom that you deliver to others. You can't take back love that you've shared with someone. You can't take back the empathy that you care about people. And I think that's a much more better giving than when people try to, like, you know, buy your love or buy your affection. It's like, no, you just give it regardless, and they get to keep it unless they revoke it, you know. But it's like you're doing it from the goodness of your heart. So those are the messages for you guys today on the 2-2 portal. Thank you guys very, very much. Readings are available on my website, Etsy shop, crystals, decks, candles. And I'm going to be making some more of my heart plates. Somebody requested I make some so that she could purchase one. So I'm going to make a few different kinds with different types of crystals. And I'll have those available within probably a week from now, so people can see them and pick one out if they like one. And very grateful. Thank you very much. In Munay, namaste.